Welcome back to our channel, Soap Fans. Today is a phenomenal day to dive into the absolute madness brewing in Los Angeles. Grab your favorite drink and buckle up, because the drama is reaching a boiling point and lives are about to be shattered. The CEO office at Forrester Creations is no longer a sanctuary of high fashion. It is a crime scene of marital destruction. Steffy Forrester Finnegan has crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed, plunging her seemingly perfect life into a radioactive nightmare. The heavy, suffocating weight of a catastrophic betrayal is ticking down like a time bomb, ready to obliterate everything she holds dear. There is no turning back. There is no erasing the drunken, grief-fueled mistake that occurred on that leather couch. Steffy is standing on the precipice of a total life collapse, and the ground is rapidly crumbling beneath her designer stilettos. Enter Dr. John Finnegan, the devoted, loving, and completely oblivious husband. Finn is laying it on thick, completely unaware that his beloved wife has just committed a betrayal far worse than any of his recent missteps. He looks into Steffy's eyes with pure, unadulterated adoration, making grand, sweeping declarations of his eternal love. He vows to never betray her again. He promises that absolutely nothing will ever come between them. He speaks of loyalty, trust, and the unbreakable bond of their marriage. Every single word he utters is a razor-sharp dagger plunging directly into Steffy's chest, twisting with agonizing precision. Steffy is fighting a losing battle against her own conscience. As Finn goes on and on about their sacred vows, Steffy looks like she is fighting every urge in her body to come clean. The physical toll of her toxic secret is evident. Her heart is hammering against her ribs like a trapped bird. Her palms are sweating. The room is spinning. She is racked with a level of guilt so profound it threatens to crack her wide open. She is cracking like an egg under the immense, crushing pressure of her own deception. The urge to scream the truth, to purge the poison from her veins, is bubbling up in her throat, choking her with every breath she takes. The sheer, agonizing irony of the situation is enough to drive anyone mad. After everything Finn has done for his wife, after every hurdle they have overcome, and after all the boundaries Steffy has aggressively enforced regarding loyalty, she is the one who shattered their vows. She demanded absolute perfection and transparency from Finn, yet she is harboring a lethal secret that would instantly destroy his world. The hypocrisy is a heavy anchor dragging her down into a sea of panic. She knows she is living on borrowed time, and the clock is ticking louder with every passing second. Steffy agreed to keep their hookup a secret for Carter Walton's sake, as well as her own. They made a desperate, panic pact to bury the truth and pretend that catastrophic night never happened. But burying a secret of this magnitude in Los Angeles is like trying to hide a blazing inferno under a silk sheet. The flames are going to burn through. Carter is just as consumed by guilt, desperately trying to maintain a facade of normalcy while his own life spirals into chaos. The shared burden of their infidelity is a toxic tether connecting them, drawing them together in moments of sheer panic. The paranoia is reaching a fever pitch. According to the latest explosive spoilers, Carter and Steffy will soon be busted whispering about their illicit tryst. They cannot keep away from each other, not out of passion, but out of sheer, unadulterated terror. They are constantly huddled in hidden corners, their voices hushed, their eyes darting nervously around the Forrester Creations corridors. But Forrester Creations is a glass house, and the walls have ears. Someone is going to catch them. Someone is going to hear a snippet of conversation that cannot be explained away. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. No secret this juicy is safe in Los Angeles. It is a fundamental law of this town. The truth always comes out, and it always comes out in the most destructive, public, and humiliating way possible. Steffy is a seasoned veteran of scandals, and she should know better than anyone that her affair is going to blow up in her face. The longer she waits, the worse the explosion will be. If Finn hears about his wife's infidelity from a passing rumor, a whispered conversation, or a rival's taunt, the damage will be multiplied tenfold. Steffy knows deep down that Finn deserves to hear the truth directly from her lips. She owes him that much respect. But the fear of losing him, the fear of seeing the adoration in his eyes turn to absolute disgust, is paralyzing her. She is trapped in a suffocating purgatory of her own making. Every time she opens her mouth to confess, the words die on her tongue, replaced by a cowardly silence. But the pressure is building to an unsustainable level. She cannot maintain this charade forever. The dam is going to break, and the floodwaters will wash away everything she has built. The cracks in the facade are already showing. Ridge Forrester, with his sharp, analytical eyes, has already caught Steffy and Carter ripping into each other in what they thought was a hidden corner. He demanded answers. He sensed the lethal vibe, the dark, suffocating tension vibrating between them. Steffy and Carter managed to spin a bogus, desperate explanation to throw him off the scent, but Ridge is not a fool. The suspicion has been planted. The seed of doubt is growing. It is only a matter of time before Ridge, or someone else, digs deep enough to unearth the radioactive truth. Adding massive fuel to this already blazing fire is the return of Daphne Rose Walton. Daphne has rushed back to Los Angeles, completely oblivious to her husband's betrayal, ready to repair her marriage and revisit their family plans. Carter is now forced to look his hopeful wife in the eye while hiding the fact that he just slept with her close friend. The guilt is multiplying exponentially, creating a tangled, inescapable web of deceit. Steffy has to watch Daphne fight for a marriage that she herself just compromised. The psychological torture is relentless, driving both Steffy and Carter to the brink of insanity. And then there's the ultimate, terrifying ticking time bomb, the potential pregnancy. Steffy is facing the horrifying possibility that she might be carrying Carter's child. If that nightmare scenario becomes a reality, there will be no more hiding. There will be no more whispered conversations or bogus excuses. A pregnancy would expose the entire cover-up, detonating a nuclear shockwave that would instantly obliterate 2 marriages. The sheer terror of this possibility is enough to make Steffy physically ill, adding a layer of biological urgency to her desperate situation. The future of Steffy and Finn's marriage is hanging by the thinnest, most fragile of threads. Shin is in serious, catastrophic trouble. It will be an absolute miracle if they do not file for divorce the moment the dust settles from this inevitable explosion. Finn is a good, forgiving man, but this is the ultimate betrayal. This is a line that, once crossed, fundamentally alters the DNA of a relationship. The trust is broken. The vows are shattered. The foundation of their marriage has been reduced to rubble. The good doctor will not be quick to forgive his wife for sleeping with the Forrester Creation COO. In fact, he might never forgive her, and absolutely no one could blame him. Finn has endured physical trauma, emotional manipulation, and the constant, looming threat of Sheila, all in the name of his love for Steffy. To be stabbed in the back by the woman he sacrificed everything for will be a fatal blow to his heart. The devastation will be absolute. The anger will be feral and untamed. The hypocrisy of the situation is a bitter pill that Steffy is choking on daily. For months, she has berated Finn for his perceived weaknesses, for his inability to completely sever ties with his dangerous birth mother. She painted herself as the ultimate protector of their family, the unwavering moral compass of their marriage. Yet, in a single moment of drunken weakness, she committed an act of betrayal that eclipses any of Finn's misguided attempts at family bonding. She didn't just invite danger into their home. She actively destroyed the sanctity of their vows. Picture the scene at the Cliff House. The ocean waves are crashing against the rocks outside, a violent contrast to the quiet, suffocating tension inside. Finn is standing there, the picture of earnest devotion, his eyes shining with a love so pure it makes Steffi want to vomit. He reaches out, taking her trembling hands in his touch feeling like a branding iron against her guilty skin. He speaks of their future, of growing old together, of raising their children in a home built on absolute trust. Every syllable is a form of exquisite psychological torture. Meanwhile, across town, Carter Walton is fighting his own desperate battle against total panic. The usually smooth, collected COO of Forrester Creations is unraveling at the seams. He is a man who prides himself on his integrity, his loyalty, and his steady hand in a crisis. Now, he is the co-conspirator in a massive, explosive cover-up that threatens to destroy the very fabric of the Forrester family. Every time his phone rings, every time a door opens unexpectedly, his heart stops. The fear of discovery is a constant, paralyzing companion. The impending moment they get busted whispering is going to be a masterclass in high-stakes tension. Imagine the dimly lit corridor of Forrester Creations, the air thick with unspoken panic. Steffi and Carter are backed into a corner, their voices frantic, their personal space obliterated by the sheer urgency of their secret. They're arguing about the timeline, about Daphne, about the terrifying possibility of a pregnancy. And then, the unmistakable sound of approaching footsteps. The sudden, freezing realization that they are not alone. The sheer, unadulterated terror as a shadow falls over them, and a voice demands to know exactly what is going on. The climax of this storyline is going to be a cinematic, explosive masterpiece of soap opera drama. There will be no quiet resolution, no peaceful uncoupling. When the truth finally breaks free from its flimsy cage, it will tear through Los Angeles like a hurricane. The screaming matches will echo through the halls of Forrester Creations. The tears will flow like a river. The shattered trust will leave permanent scars on everyone involved. Steffi Forrester Finnegan thought she could control the narrative, but she is about to learn that some secrets are simply too radioactive to contain. The breaking point is imminent. Steffi Forrester Finnegan must make a choice. Will she summon the courage to look her devoted husband in the eye and shatter his heart into a million pieces? Or will she continue to cower in the shadows, waiting for the radioactive secret to detonate on its own, taking down everyone in its path? The stakes have never been higher. The drama has never been more intense, and the fallout will be nothing short of legendary. The explosion is coming, and no one will be spared from the blast radius. Will Steffi confess before the radioactive truth obliterates her marriage? Or will Finn discover the ultimate betrayal on his own? Drop your wildest theories in the comments and subscribe for more.